Regular meeting. Okay, sorry, 1 second. So we're gonna, this is our sunshine statement. This is a statement of compliance with the Sunshine Law, NJSA 10-4-10. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, the annual notice was emailed to the West Essex Tribune and the Star Ledger on January 5th, 2026. The agenda and resolutions for the meeting are available on livingstonNJ.org. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be made known to the public at a later time. Notice to members of the governing body and townships to have any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. To the extent possible, this evening's Township of Livingston Council meeting will be live streamed via Facebook at www.facebook.com/Livingston Township NJ. Questions or comments will also be accepted by emailing livcomments@livingstonNJ.org by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting and share with the Township Council before the meeting. Each speaker shall follow the rules of order in Livingston Code 2-15.3. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Meinhardt.
Here.
Anthony.
Here.
Viera.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Boptani.
I'm here.
And Mayor Klein.
Here. Okay, if everyone can please rise for a moment of silence, and then we'll follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance. Amy Yip, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. That brings us to Essex County updates. Is Eileen present for that? I don't think I see her, so we'll move along. All right, that takes us down to, on our agenda, our proclamations and presentations. Tonight we have three proclamations and presentation, and three proclamations. Jacob Glazer, how are you, sir? We understand, let me just make sure I'm holding the right one here. This is our citation as opposed to a proclamation, thank you. Jacob, you've been honored by the New Jersey League of Municipalities. I'm going to have you come on up and please explain, what you've done to be honored by them and what the honor is, and then the council will present you with something. You'll bring this down with you. So Jacob was the winner of the Lewis Bay Second Future Municipal Leadership Scholarship. Can you tell us what that means and what you did to deserve that?
Yeah, so it was a scholarship for high school juniors and seniors, and to apply you need to write a you need to write an essay about what your favorite part of your hometown is, and the theme of the essay was future municipal leaders, and I would want to go into a career like that in my future. So what I wrote about my favorite part of my hometown was the government and how embedded they are with our community.
And what about the government? Can you give us some specifics?
Yeah, so I did a few things throughout my time in Livingston, and I thought that how embedded the town council members are and the mayor and everybody coming to all the events in Livingston, supporting students and all the committees and commissions we have, really made my time here enjoyable and effective.
Excellent. So I want to just read the citation. I'm going to have the council come down while I'm doing this, if that's all right. So this citation says, for being the first ever Livingston student to be one of three winners of the annual New Jersey State League of Municipalities Lewis Bay Second Future Municipal Leader Scholarship Competition, the essay, What I Like About My Hometown, highlights the importance of collaboration between government and the community, including students, and the importance of the government body to be visible and embedded in the community. Your proposal to allow students as members of the Livingston Environmental Commission has forged a path for future students to be student members of the commission, as well as other committees. And your work on the Skip the Stuff ordinance has led to a reduction in plastic waste due to the elimination of single-use plastics. You proposed the Light the Way initiative to install in-ground LED crosswalk lighting for pedestrian safety in an effort to reduce pedestrian deaths. We cannot thank you enough for all your contributions to Livingston, and we wanted to give you, this is not an actual check. Yes, well, this is for you, first of all. And this is a check from the New Jersey League of Municipalities. Don't try to cash this one, but to congratulate you. Jacob, thank you for being involved and for contributing. It's one thing to just say that, you know, you recognize that the government might be doing a good job, but you step up and you help and you bring ideas to the table, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Good work.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you very much. I saw the other day at the arts as well. You did a good job there. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Jacob. Oh, I have the mic. Good point. All right. The next presentation is going to be, thank you, is going to be from Barry Farber, an LHS graduate, an inventor and author, and he wrote a book called The Adventures of Little Billy in Search of the Magic Tree. Barry, would you come up and tell us about your book? And yeah, thank you. Here you go. We're going to give it right here. Yep. There you go. Thank you.
All you, Ed. Well, thank you all for having me. I appreciate it, Ed. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So my name is Barry Farber, and I graduated from Livingston High School in 1977, and then 30 years ago, I moved back to this town. I love it here. I really love it here. I'm not moving anywhere. I love this town. But so Ed wanted me to tell you a little bit about what I do. Mostly, companies hire me to help them break through with products or people or celebrities, athletes, entertainers. And so over the years, I've written 14 books about inspiration, marketing, sales. And the reason I'm here tonight is because I'm excited to tell you that the Livingston High School has taken my children's book. We made an animated series of this on YouTube, The Adventures of Little Billy in Search of the Magic Tree. And Otis Anderson, the MVP of the Giants, is the voice of Sherman the Turtle. Comedian Bobby Collins is Bosco the Bear. That's the animated series. But what's really exciting is the high school is now taking the book, an animated series, and expanding it into a play on June 15th at 7 o'clock in the evening. And those high school students, you've seen, right? Maybe. I put it up all over town. Okay. We have some help. But they're going to expand it in their own creative way. I sat down and listened to Scott Patterson direct these kids who are so creative and enthusiastic. And what it is the three key things is, number one is I'll be selling the books after the show, and portions of proceeds from this book go to the Tamerlane Animal Sanctuary and Preserve, where it supports the animals there that are rescued. But the kids are amazing. They have so much enthusiasm. And then the other thing is why did I even do this book? Is I took 14 books, and I used to do radio. I do some TV now and interview people from all walks of life, highest achievers in sports, science, business, the arts. And I wanted to find out what is the secret to having a good life, okay? So I work with these people ranging from, remember Evel Knievel? Evel Knievel, I got him a roller coaster at Six Flags. They built a $7 million roller coaster. I worked with Andy McDonald, who's a world champion skateboarder. He's doubles partner with Tony Hawk. He's real well known. And I got him a book published at Simon & Schuster. But working with these people, I found the common denominators were 5 key secrets. And what these animals and what the play will share with these kids is about each animal. Should I tell you the secrets, or do you want to see the? You want to see the secrets? Okay, there is a secret. There's a big secret at the end of this. But the 5 secrets are, Lawrence the Owl talks about patience and service. You know, our awards in life are in direct proportion to our service. I heard it said best by the founder of William Danforth, said, catch a passion for helping others, and a richer life comes back to you. And that's the owl's secret of how little Billy can find the magic in the tree, but he's got to earn it. He's got to figure out himself. The next one is Bosco the bear, who says, it's all about attitude. Attitude seemed a huge trait of high achievers, of a resilient attitude no matter how much adversity or setbacks they face. And so his secret is give a smile to all you see, and you will find the magic tree. I know it sounds corny maybe, but believe me, attitude, when people are down and you can come back up with a positive attitude, that's the biggest trait of high achievers I've ever seen, no matter what business. And the third thing is Sheba the wolf talks about courage. Courage to do things that maybe aren't popular, but it's the right thing to do. And I think we need more of that with kids. And then the fourth one is Rupert the Toad, and the bully frog. I'm the voice of the bully frog.
You, what are you gonna do to do it?
You know, the frog starts talking and telling, little Billy that he's gonna, make fun of Rupert the Toad. But his secret is empathy. Look on the inside of those you see, and you will find the magic tree. Empathy. And then the last secret is Sherman the Turtle, and his secret is determination. Never give up on a dream that could be, and you will find the magic tree. And that's kind of like the messaging that's going to go forward for these kids, but in an entertaining way where it's not forced, and they go through this where they learn it and they feel, they love animals, so they can relate to them. But to me, that last statement of Sherman the Turtle, never give up on a dream that could be, and you will reach the magic tree. I've gotten 37 rejections from publishers. I kept every letter, every single letter. They said they didn't like the animation. It's too 70s. They wanted to have their own illustration. I got so much rejection on all kind of projects, but that is what tells you you're on the right path. If you have value behind something, if you believe in it, you just don't give up. Okay, so I hope everybody in Livingston and all the towns around come on June 15th. It's a Monday night at 7 p.m. at the Livingston Auditorium, 600 seats, and we'll have, a little presentation for 10 minutes from the Tamerlane Animal Sanctuary about animals and what they do. They actually had tryouts for a chicken. Okay, they're bringing a chicken. They can't bring a cow and pigs. It would be too much. But they are bringing a chicken who made, they tried out and made the part of coming to the Little Billy play. So that's said, I know you gave me like 4 minutes, so am I on time?
You're right on time.
You're right on time.
I just wanted to share one thing with you, which I was told not to do. The officer's in the back. What is he going to do? So I want to show you something.
He's armed, Barry.
This is the best metaphor for me to give you an example, but I want to show you this. I have them for everybody. This is a product I co-invented, and we sold about 7 million of them. So much rejection. It's a pen, right? A flat pen. And you open it up, and you squeeze it together, and it becomes a pen. The sides come together, and you can even make it addicting. People start snapping it. All right, it folds flat, but it folds flat like we do. We fall flat on our face, and the only way to unfold new opportunities to get back up and use that intelligence to move forward. So for me, I'm 67. No, wait, 66. Let's not rush it. But when you, yes! Okay, it's a good feeling. I didn't have to sign any insurance thing, okay? But remember this, falling isn't failing as long as you don't fail to get back up in life. So that was the message. I have some pens for everybody here. I don't know if I have enough for everybody.
Thank you, Barry. Beautiful. All right. Why don't we come down and take a picture with you? Yeah.
I could talk a lot more, but Ed told me to be quiet for, don't go too far. Oh, you know what, I got one left. And for the, no, I don't. I owe you. No, I owe you. All right.
Why don't we come down and take a picture?
What's that? I know. Carol, did you not get a pen?
It's okay.
Wait, no, I ran out, I swear. No, I'll give some to Ed, he'll share it with everybody. All right, Ed, I'll get you more.
Whatever you want. No, right? I was gonna say, you guys want to say two seconds?
Yeah.
Oh, you want? Yeah.
Can you hold this?
So before we take a picture, first of all, I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank Mayor Klein for giving Barry a few minutes. I've had the pleasure of knowing Barry now I was trying to think about it. I coached Sam Farber in 2nd or 3rd grade soccer, and so ever since then we've known each other, we've been friends. I've seen him throughout all these things, and I was listening to you. The first time I really heard what you had to say about little Billy. I wish more people would take to heart the words that you just gave us, because what you say is what we try to talk about at every meeting. It's all about those things. It reminds me of my dad's expression that he had that I translated. It's the tone that makes the music. And that's exactly what you just brought out today. You brought out a great tone for this. I thank you for coming here, and I thank the mayor for giving him a few minutes.
I'm only sorry that the camera couldn't see what you did because of there, and I couldn't even see very well because of the walls here, so.
Before you kicked me out, my wife said, don't do that. I don't always listen to her, that's the problem. And
Thank
just
you.
for the audience, I'm sorry, I would have brought pens for you too, but if you get a book at the play, the proceeds go to the animal sanctuary, and you get a free pen with it too, as long as you buy the book.
Best of luck with the book and play. Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Can I leave this for? I owe you like 3.
I'll take that seat if you want.
All right, thanks again, Barry. Perfect. All right, we're going to move along to our third presentation. This is a proclamation in recognition of Gun Violence Awareness Day. We're going to read the proclamation, and then we'll have you ladies come on up and speak. Councilman Meinhardt, you want to start, please?
Sure. Whereas every day nearly 130 people in the United States are killed by gun violence, and more than 200 are shot and wounded, with an average of more than 19,000 gun homicides every year. And whereas since 2020, firearms are the #1 cause of death for American children and adolescents, and
whereas the gun suicide rate in the United States is 10 times that of higher income countries, and access to a gun increases the risk of death by suicide by 3 times. And whereas the United States has a ratio of 121 firearms owned by 100 residents, up from 88 per 100 in 2011, far surpassing that of other countries around the world, and making the United States the only country with more civilian-owned firearms than people. And
whereas evidence-based public health solutions such as community-based violence intervention programs have statistically proven to be effective in reducing gun violence in cities and localities across the nation and New Jersey. And whereas, due to the collaborative efforts of elected leaders, community leaders, and law enforcement, New Jersey has the 4th lowest rate of gun deaths in the United States, but more can be done. And
whereas New Jersey suffers an average of 442 gun deaths per year, with a rate of 4.8 deaths per 100,000, a crisis that costs the state yearly $5.3 billion. And whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens is consistent with keeping firearms away from people who are at risk of harming themselves or harming others. And
whereas protecting public safety in the community they serve is the mayor's highest responsibility. And whereas June 2nd, 2026 would have been the 29th birthday of Hadia Pendleton, the teenager who marched in President Obama's second inaugural parade and was tragically shot and killed weeks later in her hometown of Chicago. And whereas the idea of Gun Violence Awareness Day and month was inspired by Hadia's friends, who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange, the color hunters wear to announce themselves to other hunters when in the wildness, and orange is the color that symbolizes the value of human life. Now therefore be it resolved that the Township of Livingston affirms its commitment to reduce gun violence, to pledge to do all it can to keep firearms out of the wrong hands, to encourage responsible gun ownership, including the safe storage of firearms, and to support common sense gun violence prevention legislation and policy consistent with the Second Amendment, and declares the first Friday in June, June 5th, 2026, to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day, and June 2026 to be Gun Violence Awareness Month. And now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Sean Klein, Mayor, Township of Livingston, hereby affirm that this Friday is National Gun Violence Awareness Day, and the month is of June 2026. I just want to say that we do a lot of proclamations here, and there's not that many that we always read the entire full proclamation. And as I recall, every year we've done this, we've actually read through the entire thing to place a proper emphasis on it. So I just want to say, once again, we've done that this year. Everyone on the council here, of course, is on board with this proclamation. And if you ladies want to come up, we can present it to you. You guys want to come down? It's on? Okay. We're here with Stacy, Lori, and Amy, who have made it an annual, I think all three of you involved every year, I believe, right? Okay. So if someone wants to speak.
So thank you so much. As always, we really appreciate the support that we get from all of you every single year in all of our proclamations, whether it's this or voting rights. We are accepting this on behalf of NCJW Essex, which I will just very quickly say is imminently in the process of becoming a new organization. We are rebranding. We're now going to be called TOVA, and that should be happening in the next day or two. And also Moms Demand Action. Everything in the proclamation that you read is really what we would have said, because it says everything. Just so everybody knows, New Jersey is the 4th safest state in the entire country, and that's due to all the legislation that's passed. We have many, many laws on the books. There are some that are pending. The safe storage bill is pending right now, and if anybody feels so inclined, they can call. There's a state senator, John McCann. You can call our local assembly people and let them know how important it is that safe storage. I think 1.5 million people in New Jersey own guns, and it's really important that these guns are protected and kept out of the reach of children, and that bill is passing through the state right now. I think it's next Friday, Maplewood is having a gun violence awareness rally. We are not doing one as part of TOVA or Moms Demand Action, but there is one in Maplewood. And I just really would hope that people read up on this and understand how important it is to enact these laws and how lucky we are to live in a state like New Jersey where it protects their residents. So, and thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you very much. So let's get a photo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We will now move on to the approval of meeting minutes pending any corrections. We have regular and conference meeting minutes from May 11, 2026, and closed session minutes from May 11th as well. Can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes pending corrections?
Motion. Oh, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We'll move along now to continue the public hearing on the 2026 municipal budget. Jared, just tell me how we want to proceed on this from a mechanical point of view here.
Yes, so Mayor, you'll ask for a motion to reopen the public hearing on the 2026 municipal budget that was adjourned and continued from May 11th, 2026.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to open a public hearing.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so the microphone is now open for public comment, limited to 4 minutes?
Yeah, on the budget, which
On the
is going to
budget,
be
yes.
amended.
On the budget
afterwards,
amendment, yeah.
Not on the amendment,
On the budget to be amended?
Right.
Okay.
Seeing none.
Seeing none?
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So.
Not-
we-
Roll call,
we
Yeah,
do-
you need a roll call to close.
Roll call on the close? Okay.
right? Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. And now we move, Jared, to the resolution, for Resolution 26-186. Clerk, can you please read the resolution?
Resolution 26-186 to introduce the 2026 budget amendment.
And that'll have a public hearing on June 8th. So it's introduce and have a public hearing on June 8th.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for Resolution 26-186?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay. Barry, do you want to just speak to the amendments, or Ann, you might want to just explain what we're talking about here?
Yeah, as we discussed the last hearing, the state of New Jersey has to review the municipal budget. It was all sent down timely. The state is being very detailed in their review this year. They did identify a few things that wanted some things. The amendment is not particularly substantive, but nevertheless requires a public hearing and an amendment. So on June 8th, we will have the full presentation of the budget as we typically do, at which point you will vote to adopt the budget as amended.
Thank you.
Mayor, I just would like to say a quick couple of words. So I'm going to call out Ann and Barry. Tremendous amount of work. This goes on, and every little question you take time, meticulously get details, answer it. I know Ed and I see your work firsthand. When we sit down on Finance Subcommittee, you go through details. So I want to just make sure I call out and say thank you. It is lengthy, but it's the right thing to do, and we're going by the books, and it's important that we do. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, Carolyn, can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. We will now move to public comments on agenda items only with a 4-minute time limit. Can I have a motion?
Motion to open the meeting, public comment on agenda items.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
Any opposed? Okay, at this time, the meeting is now open for agenda items only. There's a 4-minute time limit per person. Residents can come to the phone. Please state your name and whether you live in town for the record.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we've now closed public comment on agenda items, and we'll move on to the passage of ordinances. There are four ordinances. The other one was for introduction that we took off, right? So there's 4 ordinances for second reading, correct? Okay. So we will start with, Madam Clerk, please read ordinance number 14-2026 by title.
Ordinance 14-2026, amending Chapter 146, Food and Beverages.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the public hearing on ordinance 14-2026 is now open. There's a 4-minute time limit per person. Again, if you come to the microphone, please have your name and state whether you live in the town for the record.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Okay, opposed?
Move the,
Okay.
motion to move.
Second.
Okay, any council members have any comments on ordinance 14-2026? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes, we will now move to ordinance 17-2026.
Ordinance-
Yep, go ahead.
Ordinance 17-2026, $8,275,000 bond ordinance for various improvements.
Can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
The public hearing on ordinance 17-2026 is now open. 4-minute time limit per person. If you come to the microphone, your name and whether you live in town for the record.
Motion to close.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed? Can I have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Yep.
Okay, any council members have any comments on 17-2026? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. Madam Clerk, please read ordinance 18-2026.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 18-2026, $3 million bond ordinance sewer utility.
Okay, can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay, opposed? Okay, public hearing on ordinance 18-2026 is now open. There's a 4-minute time limit. Residents can come to the microphone.
Motion to close?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, can I have a motion to move the ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Do any council members have any comments on 18-2026? Okay, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Okay, and finally, yes, and then finally, please read 19-2026.
Ordinance 19-2026, $2,950,000 bond ordinance for water utility system.
I'll make a motion to open public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the public hearing on ordinance 19-2026 is now open. There's a 4-minute time limit per person. If you come to the microphone, please state your name and whether you live in town.
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Can I have a motion to move it?
Moved.
Second.
Okay, any council members have comments on 19-2026?
Maybe a clarifying quick question, Barry, on the water utility system. This is the Phase C?
Correct.
Phase C.
Yeah, Phase C of the PFAS restoration.
Thank you.
And how long are we anticipating that to take?
Well, C are the wells that are not even currently in violation, so those are still being designed, and I think that's probably a 2027 construction project and get it wrapped up.
Thank you. Carolyn, if you can call the roll.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. There are now 2 ordinances for introduction tonight. The first is 2026. Can I have a motion for introduction?
Ordinance 21-2026, amending and supplementing Chapter 29, Traffic and Parking Signs.
Move it on first reading?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Maybe a description, maybe from Barry on this one?
Yeah, there's an intersection, Hillside Terrace, where the police and the traffic division have determined there have been a number of accidents, and it's not a stop intersection, so they've recommended that we do that for safety reasons.
Yeah, no, thank you, Barry. And this is the kind of proactiveness that goes in. Barry, if I heard this right, and I've been part of the conversations earlier, this is how it came about from the data analysis from the traffic department and the police chief to ensure that some of those streets are flagged and then reviewed. We put the equipment in there to analyze how many people goes above, below the limits of the speed, and what can be done. And this ordinance is about addressing those issues. Is that
Correct, and I think it's reflective of a broader movement that we've certainly had over the last couple of years to kind of relook at all of our streets, both from a pedestrian safety an automobile traffic. The traffic division's gotten very proactive in evaluating accident history, speeds, et cetera, and certainly goes hand in hand with the pedestrian, bicycle, all the initiatives that are underway.
Thank you, Barry. I think that goes to show, Mayor, that this council and this township management is continuing to do the work that is important for the road safety.
I know, Deputy Mayor, that's a passion project of yours. So thanks for your work on that. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buttani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes.
And Mayor, the public hearing on this ordinance will be Monday, June 8th at 7:30 PM.
Thank you. We move on to ordinance 22-2026.
Ordinance 22-2026, establishing requirements for project labor agreements on certain public construction
I'd
projects.
like to make a motion to approve the ordinance.
Second.
Any comments from the council members?
I have just a couple words. Most, I will say that I believe the June 8th is the next, the second hearing. I'll say most of it, but this is just a wonderful ordinance that will be passing, hopefully passing. Livingston businesses will be helped by this, plus also hands-on training to our students in our high school also. through this. So I'll have more to say, but I just think this is just a wonderful ordinance.
Any other comments?
It's a wonderful facility that they have, and to Councilman Vieira's point, this is where rubber hits the road. The facilities that these organizations have, it gives opportunity to young kids, prepare them with the skills required, and on top of it, really ensures that they get the safe passage up, not just get trained, but also get safe jobs, unionized jobs, but at the same time, make sure that the opportunities are clearly visible. So I completely agree. It's a wonderful ordinance to have.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes.
And this will also have its public hearing, as Councilmember Viera mentioned, on Monday, June 8th at 7:30 PM.
Thank you. We now move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Do any members of the council wish to have any items removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion and voting? Okay, Madam Clerk, please read all the resolutions on the agenda by title and resolution number.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 26-189, authorizing the award of a contract to Downs Tree Service Company, Inc. for trees. Resolution 26-190, authorizing the award of a contract to Downs Tree Service Company, Inc. for stream cleaning. Resolution 26-191, authorizing the award of a contract to Rivax Contracting Corp. for the municipal parking lot. And Resolution 26-192, Ridge Drive NJDOT Local Aid Grant 2027.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Can you please call the roll?
Councilmember Meinhardt?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Viera?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Buntani?
Yes.
Mayor Klein?
Yes. That brings us to public portion on any subject.
Motion open the meeting, public portion on any subject?
Second.
Okay, you'll be limited to 3 minutes. You can please come to the microphone, state your name, and whether you live in town. Whoever would like to come up.
Our general commenting is 3, and our agenda item is 4. No, it's 3 minutes on the open portion.
Jean Stoloff, 18 North Drive. About 3 years ago, I had a meeting with Meet the Mayor. The mayor couldn't make it, but Ed Meinhardt was there. And I asked him to do very specific things, to check with surrounding towns for ordinances about demonstrations, because I had been a little disturbed with a few things that had happened here. And I was also very disturbed with what happened at Suburban Torah, and I felt if we had had an ordinance, that never would have occurred. But I did ask the mayor about getting information, and I wrote a letter with specific requests. I'll read you. My initial suggestion was to ask the surrounding towns if they had an ordinance that we could examine with a legal basis as a guideline this issue. That way we could have passed legal ordinances or rules that had already been through the legal process. As I said at that meeting, townships would be more likely to send the desired information to the town rather than me. That's why. But I did go online. There are a few of them there. And I do have just a short list that's generally online. It obviously has been through the legal process. So it's not something you really need a lawyer to go through and come up with an ordinance. I understand that you addressed the issue, but you didn't notify me. And I've never, except for one letter I got from the township manager early after I'd had that meeting with Ed, telling telling me that they would pursue. I asked how many towns specifically, how many towns you checked, how many had ordinances, very specific questions that I never got an answer. And I don't know if that was done or not. I don't know if those answers were given at your meeting, but I feel for me to come here tonight or any night is a real effort. And I feel it's an imposition that you, as council members, have imposed on me. And I just want to know, I'd like to know that you really did this work and what you did, and I want to know how I can learn that.
So, Jean, you came and asked us these questions a few weeks back, and...
I also came 3 years ago and asked them, and I did it
Okay.
repeatedly.
Let me just respond to what you had said. You came a few weeks ago and asked, and at the next public meeting, because it's broadcast and so people have access to the tape and have access to being able to watch it online, we did, even though you weren't here, we did go through the measures of having Jared, our town attorney, explain, the legal questions as answers to the legal questions that you're bringing up, because fundamentally, these are legal questions, and we do determine that we're going to follow the advice of the town attorney.
Could I
So-
just say something?
Hold on one second, please let me finish. So we did reply to you before. Jared did want to email you on that, but we didn't have an email contact for you. So we're glad that you're here tonight, and we are prepared that if you were going to come tonight, that Jared would be able to give his legal opinions on your questions.
You have no email for me, then how was it that the town manager was able to send me an email?
Jared didn't have your email, but Jared, let me, if you can.
So, Mayor, I just don't want to have a back
Let's
and
please allow
forth.
Jared to answer.
Can
I
I
just don't wanna have a
can I
back and
just say
forth.
something to you? What
Time's
I
up.
asked did not involve anything legally. What I
All your
asked...
questions are legal questions. They're all.
No, what I asked was that you check with other towns to find out if they had ordinances and what those ordinances were, because that would avoid having to have expense and time spent with legal analysis.
Okay. Jared, do you want to reply?
Mayor, I just, it's not going to be a back and forth, though, but I will respond. So, Jean, you brought this to our attention late 2025, early 2026. On February 9th, 2026, I made the following comments. We had hoped that you would be here on that night, or that you had, watched it. As the mayor said, it's widely available. So I'll just repeat what I said on February 9th, 2026. I want to briefly address the question that was raised about how the Township of Livingston handles protests and demonstrations, and whether our approach is consistent with surrounding municipalities. By way of background, I serve as a municipal attorney not only in Livingston, but also for Milburn, North Caldwell, and Morris Township. In response to this question, I not only reviewed those towns, but I also reviewed several neighboring municipalities and how they address protests, including West Orange, West Caldwell, Roseland, Florham Park, Springfield, and East Hanover. Some municipalities, such as West Orange and West Caldwell, have adopted ordinance that expressly refer to demonstrations or protests and require permits under certain circumstances. Other towns, such as Springfield and North Caldwell, address protests through parade or procession ordinance when activities involve marching in the roadway. By contrast, municipalities such as Milburn, Morris Township, Roseland, Florham Park, and East Hanover generally do not have protest-specific permitting ordinances. Instead, they regulate larger or more complex gatherings through general event, park use, or public safety frameworks, or address them through coordination with the municipal clerk or police department. Importantly, despite these differences in how the ordinances are written, the practical legal outcome is largely the same across all these towns, including Livingston, because municipalities are constrained by constitutional law. Under the First Amendment, residents have the right to engage in peaceful, expressive activity in traditional public forums, such as sidewalks, streets, and parks, without the need for government permission, so as long as the activity does not obstruct access, interfere with traffic, or create legitimate public concerns. I also want to address a concern that sometimes arises, which is the belief that protesters should be required to pay for police time, traffic control, or the use of sidewalks and other public spaces. The township understands that concern And municipal resources are limited, and it is reasonable for residents to expect that public safety costs are managed responsibly. However, on this point, the law is very clear. Municipalities generally may not charge people for the exercise of their First Amendment rights. Sidewalks and public right-of-ways are not rented spaces. They are traditional public forums held in the trust for expressive activity. A peaceful protest standing on a sidewalk is not using municipal property in the same way as a private event reserving a park or facility. Similarly, the township may not require protesters to pay police costs simply because their speech may draw attention or require monitoring. Courts have made it clear that the cost of protecting public safety during expressive activity cannot be shifted onto the speakers based on the content of their message or the reaction it may provoke. There is, however, an important distinction. When activity goes beyond ordinary public use, such as requesting roadway closures, exclusive use of park space, amplified sounds, stages, tents, or other logistical support, the township may require permits, coordination, and in some cases reimbursement for extraordinary services. That applies equally to protests, parades, festivals, and other events. Livingston's approach reflects that distinction. The township does not require permits for peaceful protests that do not implicate public safety or municipal resources. It requires coordination or permitting only when necessary to address logistics and safety, not based on the content or viewpoint of the speech. In short, while some towns regulate protests through explicit permit ordinances and others do not, constitutional law ultimately brings all municipalities to the same place. Livingston's approach is consistent with neighboring towns and well-established constitutional principles.
Jared, I want to thank you for that because it was clearly a lot of thought and effort went into it. It was in response to important questions that we're getting from the public, and I think you did an excellent job covering all the data points. I really think like you looked at it. How many towns? A dozen towns that were surrounding us. You compared all of their ordinances. You talked about in summary legally, where that gets us and how Livingston might differ from the other towns. And I think that he has done a very good job, and this is why the council relies on his legal expertise when it comes to these matters. These are all legal questions. So it's not just
I'm
a simple
sorry, but I
that
don't
we would
agree
read
with you.
an ordinance from a surrounding town and someone as a physician, I'm not going to be the one to make it, to rely on my judgment on these issues. I'm going to make sure we have the right people in place working for the town that can help us to suss through these issues. And I really think that we do have the right people in place.
One of the things that troubled me was my initial request was in a closed meeting with no minutes to Ed Meinhardt and I, and he agreed that because we pay taxes.
It wasn't a closed
Let
meeting.
me finish.
I'm just saying that, well, your time is
wasn't a
actually up, but
closed-
that wasn't a closed
It
meeting.
wasn't a closed meeting.
It
right?
wasn't, I didn't say it was a closed
You
meeting.
used the word
I-
closed meeting. That wasn't a closed meeting.
Yeah.
It was
That
just a
meeting-
discussion
Okay.
that you guys were
that
having.
There was
was-
no one, that was a meeting where no one but Ed and I were there. So no one heard what was said. That was the initial request. And I believe that there was a certain amount of agreement that because we pay taxes, which support the police and pay them, that possibly if you had an ordinance, there wouldn't be no fee required for people who lived in the township.
Okay.
There might be for others, but whether you.
We've heard the.
Wait a minute, whether
all right.
you address that or not, the point I'm trying to make is your counsel was not at that meeting. So he really didn't know what my request was.
It was explained to me.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
you came to several meetings, Gene.
Right,
and
Gene,
raised-
you've asked
no,
these
no.
questions over, and listen, let's move on. I think that we really have made an extraordinary effort to
wait,
answer your
I'm
questions.
sorry,
And they
I'm-
were important questions, but I really think we've answered them.
I'm sorry, but what I wanted to say was that, and sometimes you limit the length of time that someone can speak. So sometimes you may say a number of things about the way you feel, and one thing may have nothing to do with the other. And yet everything was looped together in this. The main thing was that if other towns have an ordinance, it's obviously legal for us to do it, and we could have the same thing. And I saw no reason why we shouldn't, and I still don't see any reason why we shouldn't. And frankly, when the attorney is basing things on hearsay that Ed and I discussed that day, I would say that's not exactly a legal position.
Gene, thank you. Okay,
Mayor,
all right.
Can I just clarify a couple of things?
Please, go ahead.
So I was filling in that time because I think at that point Mayor Anthony was no longer, you were out of town or you couldn't make it. So I just want to let you know that I submitted exactly what you said to Mayor Anthony that evening. I think you came at 6:30 that evening, if I'm not mistaken. So Mayor Anthony had all the information that you and I discussed. And after that, I know he presented it over to our town attorney. But I just want to bring up one more point. Since Gene brought up that night in November in front of the synagogue, in front of Suburban Torah, which I certainly was directly affected, and we have some police in the back. I just want to thank again, that evening was really one of the evenings that was an extraordinary, we've never seen in Livingston before. And we have two policemen here in the back who represent the entire LPD. And I just want to thank the entire LPD again for what they did that evening for the entire town of Livingston, keeping us all safe. And as representatives of the LPD here this evening, I just want to commend both of you, and please pass those back on to my comments back to your whole force afterwards. So thank you guys very much.
And
I
you were there in
couldn't, I
person.
couldn't
You
agree
were there in
more
person, yeah.
with what the mayor is saying. What I was trying
Mayor,
to do
we have
is
to move
to preempt stuff, not to have it happen. And if you have an ordinance, sometimes you can prevent these things happening.
Thank you, Gene. Okay.
I just want to know, though, you never addressed when you discussed in what meetings having the ordinance, and I was never invited to anything.
It was February 9th, 2026.
Why was I not informed?
It was an open public meeting, just like this one. It was noticed, and you had come to the one before it and the one before it and raised the issues.
No, I think
All right, Gene,
the
we
time
have-
I'm,
Gene, we have to- we have to
the
move
time
on.
I'm talking about is 3 years ago.
Okay, Gene, I can't speak to 3 years ago. I don't remember what happened 2 weeks ago, but you're saying 3 years ago. I don't remember what the circumstances
Okay,
were
it
3 years ago.
doesn't make one
but-
feel that you represent every person.
We have gone
in
through
the town.
extraordinary measures to make sure we've answered all the questions around all the answers around your questions. You know, I think it's a little unfair to say that we have not really made an effort here to try to address all the questions you've raised. We have.
Now, because I'm so public, you're doing it. But when I just asked questions, first time at the Meet the
The
Mayor,
first time when you
which
came
is
back to us in
private.
February, we researched all the answers for the next meeting. We went above and beyond for you, Gene, and we're doing it again right now.
Okay.
We're rediscussing the whole thing.
Can you tell me why the township attorney, the township manager never sent me answered the questions I asked about how many townships you checked and how many had ordinances and how many
I
didn't?
just answered that on behalf of the township, Gene. It's not he can delegate, and it was delegated to me, and I answered your
I think
question
I
on
have a
February 9th.
letter that may refute that, but
All right, look, there other people might want to come and speak, please. Let's give other people an opportunity.
Hi, dear Honorable Mayor, Deputy Councilman, and citizen of Livingston. Good evening. We're honored to have the opportunity to speak tonight. My Dharma name is Zongqian Shi. I'm Buddhist monk. We're here because we believe there has been some confusion about who we are and our intention are and what we have hoped to contribute to the Livingston community. We appreciate the chance to introduce ourselves more directly and openly. Last year, the American Association of Buddhist Education entered discussion with the Federal Church of Livingston regarding the possible purchase of the church property. Throughout those conversations, we share our intention to preserve the church building, maintain the cemetery with care and respect, and continue the property's role as a place dedicated to spiritual life and community service. After many months of discussion and review, both the church board and congregation voted to approve moving forward with a sale to the American Association of Buddhist Education. We signed a contract to purchase the church on October 21st, 2025. While waiting for final completion of the sale process, we learned that the township sent a letter via certified mail to the Federal Church of Livingston on December 23, 2025, that the township want to use eminent domain proceeding to purchase the property. The situation understandably became more complicated for everyone involved. Later, we learned that several concern and public discussions emerged online and within the community, including a Facebook post on December 6, 2025, with images and description that did not accurately reflect who we are or our intention for the property. Unfortunately, we did not have many opportunity early on to introduce ourselves directly to the Livingston resident or township officials. We're grateful for the opportunity to do that right now. Tonight, we would like simply to share a little about our existing community and what we have done at our current location in the historic village of Rancocas, New Jersey. A member of that community has joined us this evening to offer his support. At our location, which was also formerly a church property, we have worked to preserve and care for the building with respect for its history and character. We have thought to maintain the property.
Sir, I need you to please, you're allotted 3 minutes. You have to
Yeah,
please
I'm
wrap up.
almost done. Give me just a little bit of time.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. We have thought to maintain the property responsibly and use it as a place for spiritual practice, education, reflection, and service to the broader community. We hope that through dialogue and mutual understanding, we can continue building positive relationship with our neighbors and with the township. Thank you again for the time and consideration.
Thank you. We appreciate your thoughts, and thanks for coming in.
Members of the Town Council, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and citizens of Livingston.
Your name, please, and whether you live in town?
Jure, and I don't live in.
What's that name?
Jure, and I do not live in Livingston.
Yeah, speak into the microphone, please, yeah.
I don't live in Livingston currently. I would ask you to please stop and consider what it is you are doing. You are using governmental power to prevent the establishment of a Buddhist temple, interrupting what appears to have been a lawful and good faith religious transaction between the Federated Church of Livingston and a Buddhist community seeking a home. This is not merely a land use or a zoning matter. It is a moral and constitutional matter. Livingston bears the name of Governor William Livingston, a signer of the Constitution and a defender of liberty of conscience. Yesterday, our nation observed Memorial Day, honoring those who gave their lives defending the freedoms upon which this country rests. Among them, the free exercise of religion. Those freedoms were not secured only for the powerful or for the familiar. They were secured precisely for minority communities and vulnerable faiths. I also want to speak honestly and carefully tonight. I have seen suggestions that the church and cemetery somehow require protection from the Buddhist community. And yet this Buddhist temple has already demonstrated its ability to preserve and care for a former church property in southern New Jersey over many, many years. And for the cemetery, as for the cemetery, Buddhists understand deeply that places of burial are places of reverence. So I would ask respectfully, what exactly are we afraid of? Before I continue, I should also say something personal. I was raised in the Congregational Church. My father was a Congregational pastor. I was born while he was in seminary. So I speak tonight not in hostility to the Christian tradition, but out of reverence for the religious culture that helped shape this country's constitutional vision. And perhaps beneath tonight's debate lies an even deeper question. Can a constitutional democracy endure if it loses the capacity for reverence? Not allegiance to one religion, but the human capacity to honor conscience, restrain power, and protect the dignity of those whose faith or traditions differ from our own. I'm sorry, I have 3 versions here. In very short, I would hope that you would stop to reconsider what you're doing using the mechanics of government to stop the free exercise of religion in a town that was named after Governor William Livingston, whose life was dedicated to creating a culture where government was restrained from impeding the freedom of religion. So I know it's a lot to ask to reconsider. You've put a lot of time into making your decisions. But I would ask that you listen to the others who appear tonight, and that you will stop and really do as Governor Livingston suggested, that we really listen to this as a matter of conscience, not merely a matter of expediency. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, and good evening to all of you. I have written something, but it's just about the same thing you just heard.
Your name, please, and whether you
I'm
live in
sorry.
town.
My name is Myung-an. I am an American Buddhist, and I came to support this project. As stated before, it seems what I was going to say is just about all the same things you just heard. Our Buddhist tradition is a tradition of compassion, wisdom, care, in alignment with the proclamation against gun violence, in alignment with Little Billy's 5 points. Right? These are values that are fundamental to what we represent and what we practice in our day-to-day life and what we attempt to share with others. The whole idea of living according to these principles is the very practice of the Zen and the Buddhist traditions. This project is not to take anything away from Livingston. The way I look at our country is as a bouquet of flowers with various colors, various traditions, various things. And I feel that this project is something to add into the bouquet, to beautify the place, to make it really colorful and gorgeous, and to support the community, all of the community outreach programs that normally are an expression of the Buddhist practices. And so I hope that you do vote upon it favorably for the community and for our togetherness as a nation and as people of different colors, different ideas, different principles, the things that make us who we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Klein and Town Council members.
Good evening.
And friends and neighbors. My name is Greg Alvarez. I'm a longstanding Livingston resident and member of the Livingston community. I also had the distinct pleasure of serving on the Town Planning Board and appreciate everybody's time and effort and the significant skill and experience that you all bring to these matters. I do not intend to speak to some of the concerns raised by the prior speakers. I do simply want to add, for, as they say, whatever it's worth, a few words of support for the AAB Temple and Retreat Center, for Sifu, and really the very nice people associated with their community. My mother-in-law, in the back row, is a Buddhist nun and a longstanding member of the community. She's a great mother-in-law, by the way. So I'm familiar. I'm familiar with their current location in Rancocas. Actually, their previous location, which before that, which is used to be a religious school and a church building. My family and I have had the pleasure of visiting the temple many times and have attended many functions there, including New Year celebrations. Based on my experience, this group has always been excellent and considerate neighbors to the surrounding community. They have treated the sacred nature of the property with dignity, have enhanced the surrounding community, and from all appearances have been embraced by their neighbors. They also have provided a welcome service to the local and surrounding Buddhist community. Now, I know there was an ordinance passed on May 11th, and the town is interested in acquiring the Federated Church. I'm not familiar with the reasons why the town feels that that property at this time is needed for a public use, why that it is in the best interest of the town to buy that property, or how that thinking may have evolved over time. But I have no doubt that the town would be well served by having such a caring community take over the Federated Church property to put it to a good use, to maintain it with dignity, and of course save the town the financial burden of maintaining that property. The AAB Temple also would be able to serve the Buddhist community in Livingston and surrounding neighborhoods and provide a beneficial service in the process. In many respects, this seems to be a win-win situation for the town.
Bless you.
But I will leave that to your good judgment. From my perspective, this community would be a great addition to Livingston and would be worth exploring as an option or alternative to the town purchasing the property. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
Hi, good evening. My name is Poi Shin Lee. I'm a resident of Millburn, actually not Livingston. I'm here to also support the ABE Temple. My mom, who is here with me tonight, she's been attending for over 20 years. My grandmother before that, and I also regularly visit with my children. We come to Livingston a lot. We come for Chinese school here. We come for dance here. And I know that there's a lot of support amongst other Buddhists and others who parents might be Buddhist and the children and grandchildren want to be a part. Rancocas is very far. There isn't really a temple nearby that we can go to. We typically drive an hour and a half to go. And so we would like to really ask to reconsider the ordinance, the reason why it was seized for the township instead of letting them use it for religious purposes. It's been very well maintained. My dad actually, who's in his late 60s, is a volunteer who goes every single Sunday with my mom, and he takes care of all the gardening, all the cleaning there, and my children also volunteer there regularly with me. So just wanted to say that there's a lot of other supporters in the broader Millburn community who are similar age to me, and also children and others, elderly, who would like to come as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers. Oh, do we have one? Okay. Yeah, okay. Can I have a motion to close public portion on any subject?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. I think, first of all, I want to thank everyone who came from in support of the Buddhist temple for coming tonight. I think it's really important to be clear. I'm certain I'm speaking for the entire council when I say this. One of the great strengths of Livingston, which we pronounce over and over again, is the diversity of people who live here, who are welcomed by the town to be here. And we certainly don't feel in any way that having a Buddhist temple in town would be perceived as anything other than a wonderful thing to have. And I just want to be very clear about that point, because there have been a couple of the speakers raised the issue that, maybe that there were, maybe there was some otherness involved, or that there was some fear. And I can tell you right now that I have not seen any, apparently someone said they saw something on a Facebook page, but I have not seen those things. And I have not seen negative comments, or been told negative comments, or been approached by residents saying negative comments. We are a welcoming and diverse community. We welcome, we hope that this property, is something that the town really felt it was in its strong interest to purchase. I mean, I can tell you for myself personally that when I first got onto this council 12 years ago, the first thing I said was that the Federated Church is the most important property for the township to hold, and that was 12 years ago. So this is something I've been thinking about and excited about for a very long time, and it predates any discussions for any secondary use of the Federated Church. And I just want to be clear that there is no ill will by anyone in this council toward anyone who's coming from the, speaking on behalf of the Buddhist temple. We wish you all well, and we hope that you will be part of our community. And it's important to just say that out loud. I don't know if anyone else in the council has any comments on that.
I guess, do you want to go first?
No, Jared, can you give the timeline? Because I think there's about a year and a half missing somewhere.
Yeah, so just to clarify, and Mr. Lewis could help out, I was involved in the early on negotiations, but I think the mayor said it right. The Federated Church property is one of the most important pieces in Livingston. It's a high-profile corner. It's where Mount Pleasant and Livingston Avenue cross. It's across from town center. And the township, this was not to stop a Buddhist temple from coming to town. I want to make that clear. When the township found out that the property was for sale, we went after it. We engaged the broker. We did send a letter out expressing our desire that we would contemplate eminent domain, but we did not use eminent domain. We have a private sale. That contract was executed today, actually. We had the ordinance authorizing it. So the sale is done to the township. I think that it's something that this council is proud of. We think it's going to be a great community space. They have I think there's a lot of uses for the church that this council is excited about. They're excited about the cemetery, and they could probably describe what it means to them more, what this property means to them. But I think for this particular group, this had nothing to do with the uses that you wanted it for. This was the council and the township believed this property to be very valuable, and they wanted to do something for its residents. And we, again, believe it's a valuable piece of property that all the residents will have the opportunity to enjoy. And given its location, it was crucial. It was very valuable to the township. And I'll yield back to you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. The time for public comment is closed. I'm sorry. We certainly can discuss afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Barry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to also weigh in, and I certainly reiterate what everyone said. Our interest in the property had absolutely nothing to do with stopping the Buddhist church or anything about the Buddhist church. Me personally, certainly the mayor's spoken how long it's been on his radar, if you will, but I was checking my emails. It was in July of 2024 that a longtime resident who's been a very vocal advocate for the arts approached the council to let us know it was for sale, encouraging the town to look into it as potential performing arts, some other things. So my first contact with the realtor was almost 2 years ago. It was in July of 2024. At the time, the asking price was significantly higher, so we weren't sure that it would work. But then even by the spring of 2025, they had lowered the price. I had additional conversations and site visits. Ultimately, we toured the property. At no point were we even aware We kind of heard other people were interested in it. We didn't know of any contract. We did not, as the attorney indicated, utilize eminent domain. We made an offer. They accepted the offer. To our knowledge, if whatever contract they had with you was no longer in effect. So again, I would just reiterate this, and certainly to the extent my office or anyone here can assist in potentially finding alternate locations, whether it be in Livingston or in neighboring communities, we would certainly and always do welcome all faiths and all people.
Thank you, Barry. That brings us to reports of township officials. We close public, yeah. Barry, do you have any comments or
No, just
other matters?
as I'm sure everyone will join in, I certainly thank the Memorial Day Committee and all those volunteers. Obviously, the weather didn't cooperate, so we weren't able to have the parade, but the ceremony was very moving and impactful, and certainly recognize Corinne, Jen Walker, and her whole team and the entire committee. That's it.
Thank you, good. Russ Jones?
Yes, I just want to remind residents that we have our first electronics recycling event on Sunday, June 7th. We also take rechargeable batteries, fluorescent tubes. There will also be trucks there for confidential record shredding. And we do make a room available at the community center for a day or two before. If you can't make the date, you can drop off electronics, and then we'll see it gets recycled. We ask that nobody drop off records because we can't guarantee that they're going to be kept confidential. So.
Thanks, Russ. So those are obviously very well-attended events.
Yep.
We get 500, 600, 700 cars
Seven,
coming in.
800 cars.
Yep. So again, anyone has any electronic recycling or confidential papers to dispose of, light bulbs, please bring them over to the center.
Right. Time is 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Great. Thank you, Russ. Assistant Township Manager Adam Lerner.
Thank you. As you mentioned in your Memorial Day speech, we had 76 banners total go up of all the veteran banners. We've received a couple calls about getting more banners up. This period is closed. It's closed for a 2-year period. So at the end of 27, we will reopen the banner applications. We will take new applications. Obviously, this year we'll do much more because we've got to do 2 registration periods this time. So the end of 27, we'll have something on our website where you can then apply and go back up for the next Memorial Day.
Thank you. It's been a wonderful patriotic addition to the town. Township Clerk, Carolyn Mizuko.
Just a reminder that next Tuesday is June 2nd is the primary election for 2026. Early voting opened today, and the closest location is over at Turtleback Zoo. You also will be able to do a mail-in ballot voting up until 8 p.m. on Election Day next Tuesday. We have a drop box in the back of the building. Just reminding everybody what your options are, and that started today, and we're ready to go.
Thank you, Carolyn. And just to let everyone know, voting at Turtleback Zoo is a piece of cake. It takes 30 seconds. You walk in, you get it done, you walk out. So very convenient chance for everybody to vote. CFO Ann Cucci.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you for your support with the budget and what we're going through right now. I just wanted to say we closed on the first PFAS loan on Phase A with $1 million loan forgiveness, which was great. And then half of the loan is interest-free. And that's one of the reasons why we had to do the amendment. It didn't close until May, so we weren't sure how much that was going to be, thus the amendment. So thank you again for your support.
Thank you. I think also a good time to mention that this township is light years ahead of other towns in terms of the water remediation. We talked about it before, but it's worth emphasizing because we had a lot of questions about the water. I think it's at this point 95% of the water input coming into the township has been cleaned already. So we're going to be done very soon, and it's been a long time coming with a lot of money, but we really finally can see the finish line, which is wonderful. Jared Cantor, Township Attorney.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick update for those who have been following the Express Auto Spa issue. Last week, Councilman Vieira, Councilman Myhard, myself, and Mr. Lewis met with the principals of Express Auto Spa and their council. We believe we came up with a framework for noise remediation. That framework was communicated to the residents today, and we're going to see how that is implemented. But we did discuss this in closed, and what I could say is this township is committed to protecting the quiet enjoyment of the residents who live behind the car wash. So we will remain vigilant and make sure that those remediation measures that were discussed are implemented and actually solve the problem that's creating for those residents.
Thank you, Jared. We'll have the council comments from Councilman Anthony tonight.
Thank you. Okay. Since the last time we met on May 11th, a few things that went on in town. We had the Kiwanis Carnival, which is always a big hit. Fun for all ages. Good weather this year, a little cold, but no rain. We also had the AAPI picnic. I believe this was the 3rd annual, so this is a great tradition in town. We had the ShopRite grand reopening. That was on the 18th. AAPI picnic was on the 17th. On the 20th, there was the Livingston Public Schools art exhibit. All the great work by our kids was at the, this year was at the high school gym. Kind of grew out of the community center last year, which was packed. So at the gym, it was a little more comfortable, and great art by all our kids. On the 21st, we had the annual fire inspection dinner. Just a great thanks, shout out to our bravest. We have one of them here right now, at least one, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, one. And we just tremendous, our volunteers. They put their lives in harm's way, and also from a financial standpoint, just saved the town a lot of money by having such a great volunteer fire department. The Memorial Day Parade Committee, I think Barry mentioned it. Great job as usual. We had a beautiful service, although it was inside. Next year, hopefully the weather will cooperate with us. We also had the St. Mary Armenian Church 100-year anniversary in the last couple weeks, so congratulations there. Going forward, we have on the 28th at 6 p.m., so that's upcoming this week. The Essex County Commissioners are here if you want to come see county government in action. I believe they're also celebrating Jewish Heritage Month. That's here at 6 p.m. We have the Portuguese flag raising. That is on 5/31. That'll be at 3 p.m. here. As Carolyn mentioned, we have the primary election on 6/2. Russ mentioned the Electronics Recycling Day from 9 to 2 at the Community Center. That's on 6/7, on June 7th. Same day, we have Chinese Wellness Day. That's at RWJ Barnabas, the Ambulatory Care Center, the ACC. And we have the Pride flag raising at noon on that day as well. That's 6/7. I think that's anything else from council?
You keep saying 6/7, Councilman Anthony. I don't
Oh
know
my
if you're
God,
right.
my kids are. Is this is this it? 6/7. Sorry,
right.
yes, 6/7 happens to be a very busy day in town. I believe that's it. Again, congratulations. Oh, Jacob left. I got a chance to see him on the LEC as liaison there. Terrific young man, involved in Skip the Stuff, Enviro Art, and a bunch of LEC initiatives. And I think that's it. Any Knicks fans, go Knicks.
Just for the record, I think the commissioners is not a meeting per se. I think it's just a presentation. They're honoring the temple in Newark. They're honoring, which is the oldest temple in this area. They're also honoring Rabbi Gewirtz from Temple B'nai Jeshurun, and I forgot there's a third person that they're honoring that evening.
It's their Jewish Heritage
Yeah,
Month
but there's not
celebration.
an actual meeting per se. It's just a, yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Good, and I know that Commissioner Siebold is planning.
By the way, that was a surprise, Mayor.
It's a surprise to who? She knows. She's well aware. It's a surprise to nobody. I wanted to just make a couple of comments. So first of all, it's an annual, I think, very important annual tradition for the fireman inspection dinner. We always get a full report from the fire department on all their activities And it's the number of the number of incidents, I guess was the right word for it. Tell me if I'm saying the wrong word, Tim, but they have over 1,200 every year that they're involved with, either in training or responses that they do to different circumstances. It's just an incredible number of things that they do just day in and day out. It shows the incredible level of commitment that they make, and we just can feel nothing but gratitude for all that. And then I just want to also comment on the arts. It's just when you walk around the arts at the gym, as Councilman Anthony said, the quality and the amount of art that is there is an absolute joy to see. And then on the Memorial Day parade, it's got to be it's a heartbreaking decision that Corinne has to make to cancel that parade. But we know that she did her best to get it on, and it's too bad we didn't get to have it this year. But next year we'll do it. That moves us to. We're going to adjourn the meeting. Our next council meeting is scheduled for the 8th, June 8th. Can I get a motion to adjourn? What's that?
So moved, the day after 6/7.
All right.
Second.
All right. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.